Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Bat Chat 15555. It's the Tier 9 French SPG. It's located on the eastbourne of Paris and it's under the command of CaledonianKing of FILO. Now this is the pre-HD map. Paris wasn't around for very long before the HD maps came along. But yeah, it still looks rather different. Now the Tier 9 French SPG has a 155mm howitzer, and it's based on a hull which came from the, if I remember correctly, originally it came from an American tank, but it actually was eventually a French design, but it never got put into production. They all they did was cancel it because this one wasn't particularly suited, and the next one, well, they didn't go with that either. He's just setting himself up so he can move after he shoots. If you place the vehicle forward and the turret, because it rotates all the way round, he can then get accurate shots on the enemy and move just by pressing the forward button, and that'll change his position sideways. Okay, first target's the T-25 Pilot 1x1, which was at the time a tank that had actually taken part in a marathon. You could get one of those for free. I think a lot of people did. Wasn't a particularly great tank, a 90mm gun, fairly thin armour, but it was a free tank. It was one of the first marathon tanks we saw in the game. Of course, there is a marathon going on at this very moment. And that, you can see the effect there from the explosion, very similar to the effect that Wargaming is going to introduce when they make make the changes. Of course, these changes are not necessary, and Wargaming should leave their grubby hands alone, away from the Arty. But I'm afraid what they're going to do by making these changes is destroy the game, because it's not just Arty they're changing, they're also going to be changing HE shells, which is going to effectively make the KV2 nothing like it was before. In fact, it's going to become a bit of a joke from there on in. Rounds out. Nice hit right next door to the Tiger 2. He should be changing position. As one of the problems, actually, if you do come out of Arty aim view, narrowly avoided destroying that vehicle. If you do come out of Arty aim view, the turret will turn towards the direction you're looking. Okay, well, he's spotted two enemy Artys. Now he can go off to the M53, M55, or he can attack the other one, which was the M40, M43. Oh! He's one-shotted the M53, M55, but he'd already taken some damage. Now he's just trying to work out precisely where the M40, M43 is. He's just found him. Standard reload time is normally 28.76 seconds. I suspect he's got it down to about 24 or 25. Rounds out straight away. And he's taken out the M43 as well. And since that was all the enemy Arty and he's killed them all, he ends up with a counter battery medal. He's decided to go back to the original position. Well, basically there's nobody to counter battery him now, so he can pick and choose where he wants to go. It's still anyone's game. Just looking around for targets. Unfortunately, the buildings progressively make it more difficult to hit enemy tanks that get closer to you. You can't loop the shells up over the top. Whilst they're in the south, right at the bridge, it's fairly easy to fire shells at the enemy, but when you get towards the end of the game and they head to the north, it becomes a game of firing shots between the gaps that the enemy leaves behind. He fires one in. Oh! He actually got a bombardier there. He took out the 704 and the Scorpion G with one shot, and they were hiding, sitting directly behind the Death Star for cover. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well for them because they both got wiped. They must have had very low hit points for them both to be killed. We're going for the 4-sig. And he managed to get close to that rise just in time to avoid the shell. Unfortunately, we're only down to 4 players now on our team, and we're facing 6 opponents, and it's increasingly looking like this is going to be a loss. Okay, he's aiming for the ball seeker who's just been hit. Rounds out. Oh, that's a kill as well. But now he's down. He's been spotted. It's the IS-7. He's not loaded, and he's not going to get another chance to fire. And he's taken out by the IS-7, who's got 2 marks at fairly close range. And that is the end of the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Well, here's the results, and yes, it was a defeat for CaledonianKing in the Bat Châtillon 155-55. He managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 11. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, 1 short of a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He got a bombardier because he took out 2 enemy tanks with 1 shot. Yeah, he got the Object 704 and he took out the Scorpion. And I don't think these guys have much in the way of hit points. Yeah, the 704 only had 66. And the Scorpion, well, he only had 93. So they really should not have been parked next to each other, hiding behind a Death Star where they did. And as a result, they got taken out. And, well, he also got the kill shots on both of the enemy Artys, which is why he ended up with the counter battery fire medal, because he took out all the enemy Arty. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he came. Well, nowhere near the top damage in the game. That went to the M48A5 Patton, the tier 10 American medium. 6,510 hit points of damage to him. The second highest damage was actually the Striv 103B with 4,584, followed by the IS-7 that killed him in the end, 4,516. We can see that CaledonianKing only got 875 XP hit points rather, so it wasn't that much in this game. When it came to kills though, he had the second highest because the Patton managed to get 6 kills, whilst he managed to get 5 kills in his Bat Chat 155-55. Same as the IS-7, who also got 5, and he was of course the one that killed him. When it came to base XP, it's the Patton, yep, followed by the IS-7, followed by the VK4502 with 793, and well, you have to go somewhere down the list before you get to CaledonianKing with 335. He fired only 7 shots in the game, got 3 direct hits and 3 penetrations. I think both of those were on the Arty, because of course very thin armor, so he'd obviously go straight through those. 5 splash as well. Damage of 875 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit, it was from the IS-7. Of course, it penetrated him and wiped him out. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, and he also did 60 hit points of stun assist off 3 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 12,906 credits, and he got 30,000 from personal mission payout. But after repair, ammunition resupply, and consumables, he actually took away a profit of 1,193 credits. That's all he managed to get. 503 XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away. So, a lot of kills, and a very short battle, really, because it didn't last that long. It was only 5 minutes. But he did manage to pick up 2 badges, or 2 medals, you might say. The Bombardier and the Counter Battery, which is not bad, considering that he was rather limited by the scenery and his inability to get shots onto the enemy. Plus, of course, the fact that the enemy probably would have tried to take him out counter battery wise if he hadn't taken the enemy out after they were spotted. You have to take advantage of opportunities whenever you see the enemy Arty. Get rid of them quick, because otherwise they'll get rid of you. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.